quilters, welcome to AccuQuilt Live. I am Pam Heller, AccuQuilt's cutting expert. Thanks for joining us on a Wednesday. Emily's in the house. How are you, my friend?
Doing just fantastic. How are you?
Good, good. We've made it through a whole nother week.
I know. Can you believe it?
I know. With so many things, so many busy things. All right, where is everyone watching from today? Gail is judging quilts, which I think is amazing. And Gloria is from Ohio. Hi, Gloria. Jennifer loves her Go Big. So do I. Aww. Thanks for watching with us today. I'm excited to be here. All right, let's showcase some new projects from our intro video. First up is Gail B. Look at this super cute pot holder.
So cute.
Yeah, she used our pineapple dye.
Pineapple.
I feel like the whole thing is just scrappy, don't you think?
It really is so much fun. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to get my hands on this and get started myself.
You know, we always tell you to make a test block from all of our bob dyes.
Yes.
What a great way to use those test blocks. Just turn them into pot holders.
Seriously, how clever. Well done, Gail.
That is very clever. All right. Next, Jill R. from So Glad to See You. Now, Emily, this is a tricky question. Do you know what dye that is?
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong.
I will.
Is this the Dresden plate?
No, but it begins with D and P.
Darn, what did I do?
Darn, Pam is not it
darn.
either. This is Drunkard's Path.
Drunkard's Path, oh my gosh.
Next month in August, we're gonna make that super cool project I showed you that pattern with today, and that's the dye you make it with.
Oh, I love that. One of our go-getters, Sam Rhymes with Ham, did a beautiful, beautiful Drunkard's Path quilt.
Oh, that one was from Stephanie Jacobs, but Sam Rhymes with Ham?
Yeah, she's got one on her website as well. She's just, yeah, she's one of our go-getters. Love
Totally
her so
love it. All right, last up is Marlu A. So Marlu, this looks so reminiscent of the carpenter's wheel, but actually I'm sure that Marlu made it with the cube because you can see that there's half square triangles and squares and maybe even some flying geese.
Yeah.
What a beautiful block. I do love the fact that the outer blocks are the same star from the center, just with chunks of them cut out.
Yeah, so cool.
All right, quilters, today we are continuing with AccuQuilt Days, and we're going to show you some fun dies and bob dies and applique dies that are included in today's promotion. And since we're going to show you, we're on the go, right? Everything is on the go. We're going to show you how to use cubes and applique dies to give you a blank canvas bench pillow to use. If you have the Ready, Set, Go, you have a great start on the dies needed to complete this project. We'll talk about it in just a second. Okay, today's project is our bench pillow, and it has Pam's pickup truck. So here is my photo of the day. Back a couple of years ago when I was traveling all over the United States and Canada, I would take random pictures of Ford pickup trucks because my nephew's name is Ford.
That's so cute.
And for his first birthday, I made a collage of all of the pickup trucks that I had seen throughout the country and throughout Canada and made this super cool collage. And then on the back, it was kind of fun. I put like the date and the place where I saw the truck, which was super cool. So in honor of Pam's pickup truck, this is for Ford. So the question today is, growing up, what was your favorite car? So here in the Dream Studio, we had quite a bit of discussion, but what is yours?
Oh my gosh, when I was growing up, all I wanted was a Volkswagen Beetle.
Oh, like a slug bug.
Yeah, like when they had the little thing where you could have a little thing of flowers, like right next to the steering wheel. I just wanted a green Volkswagen Bug with some daisies.
There you go.
Specifically.
The Gibney, hers is a 1967 Mustang. Hers is not a convertible, and hers is teal. Mine is a Mustang convertible that is red. So in the comment section today, what's your favorite car growing up? It'll be fun to read all about them. This month's die to try is the Go Lucky Star die. It is only available to the end of the month or while supplies last, and we do have a limited supply of them here at AccuQuilt. Last week we showed you how to make this block, so if you missed it, you can go back and watch it. And quilters, did you hear? Our Die to Try program has been extended to our amazing retailers. Here are some of the retailers that carry the new Go Lucky Star die. Now, I have been to all of these places, which is kind of fun. Be Sew In, it has 6 locations in Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, and Texas. Ladyfinger Sewing Studios in Ole, Pennsylvania. Apple Tree Quilting, it was such a fun, I drove to Apple Tree Quilting there in Columbia, Missouri. Our good friends at Inspired to Sew are in Cedar Rapids. We're gonna see them at the Des Moines Quilt Show. And Mole Queen Sewing Centers, they have 3 locations in Arizona. I've been to all 3. Make sure you check with your local retailer to see if they have ordered the die to try. I'm excited about it. Okay, it's AccuQuilt Days, so we have a special deal. Use the promo code AccuDays. We'll take 35% off regular price of select Go cutters, dies, cubes, storage, and books. Some exclusions apply. Be sure to check the website for details. For example, the new Lucky Star die is already discounted and in a bundle, so you're not going to see it lower than that. Plus, we're going to give you double reward points on all of your orders that are placed today, which is kind of fun. Today, I'm going to give away one of our Go Pickup Truck dies. Be sure and register for future events on the AccuQuilt event page for your chance to win. By registering, you will receive event emails, and that way you'll never miss one of our fun shows. And the amazing Emily is going to announce the winner at the end of our show. I'm excited.
Oh boy.
It'll be fun. Listen, our good friends at V-Stitch made some really fun things. We'll show it to you today. All right, so behind me, we're going to make sections from the Go Explore bench pillow. It is by our good friend Terry Vandenbosch. It is a free pattern at AccuQuilt.com. Now, if you are not a pillow person, the lovely Erica is a pillow person. Pillows are okay for me, but think about you could make this into a table topper or a wall hanging or smaller pillows. You could divide the sections, okay? So kind of look at it in that way, you know, yes, it's a pillow pattern, but you can always change it up. For some additional inspiration, think about making wall hangings, right? Or table toppers that have both bob dies and applique dies. And since this is AccuQuilt Days and we're talking about things on the go, let's look at the Go Arkansas Traveler die. Here is a block that is from the Arkansas Traveler die. This is a die, Emily, that I just used for an amazing project for Mason. Barbara Harper designed a pattern for it.
Ooh.
And it is currently on its way to the quilters. So this makes a nice big 12-inch block, so you could use it with other 12-inch bobs, or you could use it with your 12-inch cube, okay? And then this is absolutely one of my all-time favorite dies. This is the Starry Path block. So this finishes to a 9-inch block, and so it would work with your 9-inch cube or other 9-inch bob dies. So Emily, these are both part of that sale, right?
They sure are. Yeah, they're both for 35% off today.
Right. So think about those if you're trying to think of some really fun bob dies. These are 2 of my favorites because it kind of goes with that traveling theme we have going here today.
Exactly.
All right. So for today's project, you are going to need, I just got to make sure my iron's hot here. We're going to turn it on.
And I love that you're using the other iron today, too. We're going to get to see our new iron that we have on our website.
Yes, I'm excited about that.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so we need some shapes from the cube and companion set angles, along with the Go Camper die, the Go Pickup die, and the Northwoods Medley die, and 3 strip dies. And once we create sections for the basic pillow, we're going to talk about other dies you might want to use to personalize your taste. So I'm going to pull some shapes from the cube and the companion set angles. Hey, we have tons of videos on our cube system and how they work. And while we do, Emily, tell us what people are wanting. What was their favorite truck in high school? Oh, I pulled them all. Never mind, go ahead.
You go.
I know, I have them all right here.
Let's see, Ernestine says a VW Bug or a 59 Chevy.
Okay.
Kathy says a beautiful blue small car with white top. Not a car person, but loved that car.
Okay.
Sounds like that sounds really pretty too. Alicia, a 1966 Ford Mustang convertible in dark blue.
Oh, there you go.
That's a cool one. That would be
There you
really
go.
striking looking.
My brother often will say to me, what do you want for your birthday? I often say 1967 Mustang convertible. I have yet to have one. When I was in high school, though, there was a guy that I knew who had one, and it was fabulous.
Yeah.
Okay, I have already pulled my dies. I already have the fabric out for it. I was really prepared today. All right, so let's first of all talk about the mountains, all right? So we're gonna fan fold here, pattern, download it. Okay. Yes. Oh, that's what we're gonna do first. Okay. We're gonna start with the mountains. And the mountains are super fun and they're really easy to make. And it takes 2 dies from the companion set angles, okay? It takes this die, which is our half rectangle, or the sides for triangle in a square. Yes. And I was making sure I said that right. And then this is the center for triangle in a square. Emily, do you know what kind of triangle this is?
I want to say equilateral.
Yeah, but it's not.
It's an isosceles.
It is an isosceles. Keep that in mind, quilters, because I feel like sometimes when you're cutting shapes with this, you turn it and you think, oh, it's an equilateral triangle. It is not. All right? So the first thing we're going to do is, now that my iron is hot, I'm so excited that I got all of my dies and fabric out. In case you wonder what I do before the shows. All right, this is important because I'm going to show you how to do this. We get this question a lot. I'm going to tell you we're going to rough cut our fabric for this die. And I often tell you just measure the shape, add 1/4 inch on either side, rough cut with the fabric, right? Well, some of you don't know what that means. So today I am going to show you how to do that, okay? So I have my little scrap of fabric here, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ruler, and we sell our rulers and rotary cutters and such on our website.
We sure do. We have so many new different sizes too.
So today, if you're needing more rulers or rotary cutters or mats or those kind of things, add them to your cart because you get double reward points. All right, so this shape measures to 4 3/4 inches. So I'm going to add 1/4 inch on either side, and then I am just going to rough cut 5 1/4 because I can do that math in my head. Okay, and it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to rough cut with the fabric. Ooh, sorry about all of the glare. That blade is super sharp. It's so nice. Okay, now when I talk about fan folding, here's the salvage edge, right? And you know that because this is the edge of the fabric. This is that lengthwise grain.
Right.
And you want that lengthwise grain parallel to this lengthwise blade. And I'm just going to put my fabric over the shape, not over the die board, because then I'm going to waste fabric. I left this salvage edge on so you could see. Okay. So Emily, how many layers of cotton can we cut?
6.
So I can go back and forth. Right? 3 times, that's 6 layers. Okay? Now, don't be scared about this tail because there are no blades in the cutters. The blades are right here. That 2-tone foam shows you where the blades are. Okay? And normally, because I have a go big, I'm going to run 2 dies through it one time, but I have a trick for the next one. Okay? So I'm going to put a little 6x6 cutting mat on it. Our 4, 6, 8, and 9-inch cubes will fit in all of our Go cutters, including that Go Me. Okay? So if you're thinking, oh, I have a Go Me, what size cubes? Those are the size. Okay, so I'm going to use my Go Big. I fan folded back and forth so you get a left and a right side for the triangle and a square. Give it a little love because static builds up. Okay? And I'm just going to chop this off right here. All right. Now, because I fan folded, okay, if you don't fan fold, if you have all the fabric facing up, you're only going to get the right sides. That is going to make you so cranky.
Yes, definitely.
But because we fan folded, we get a left and a right. Okay, so these are the beginnings of our mountains. We have a whole bunch of sides for them, and we're going to show you how to do that. Now, the other shape to make triangle and square is the center square, which is that isosceles triangle. Here is my pro tip. If you take this fabric, and I did the exact same thing, quilters. I measured from here to here at 1/4 of an inch, rough cut width of fabric. If I take it like this and I fan fold, Emily, look at this. Look how much fabric I'm wasting right there.
Sure, yeah, I see that.
Right? And you're gonna waste it on both sides.
Right, and it's gonna double because you're
Right.
doing
So
that.
rather than doing that, fan folding, I'm gonna show you this super cool trick called stack and flip. Okay?
I
And
love
somebody asked us about this just the other day, didn't they?
They sure did, yeah. And this is my favorite. It's a method close to my heart after you showed me how to do it with the tumbler die, because how perfect was that?
Right? And yeah, so you can use it for tumblers, you can use it for triangles. Okay, so I just have my 2 layers, lengthwise grain, okay? And I'm gonna run it through. Don't worry about that tail, because there's no blades in our cutters, okay? Give it some love because it's staticky, slide, don't lift, okay? So there's our first set of triangles. Now, watch this. I'm just gonna flip my whole stack over
Look at that.
and cut it again. Quilters, our videos live in our Facebook and YouTube and website. So if you wanna come back and watch this and learn that method, absolutely do that.
Yeah, it really is useful for saving that fabric.
Give it some love, slide, don't lift. Okay? So then you would just continue to come down, and then you're not wasting all those big chunks of fabric because you're lining it up right here next to that triangle. Okay? All right, I'm about keeping tidy things today because it's going to be kind of busy up here. All right, so before we sew some of these together, don't forget to join me and Erica. On Monday, we have a special show. It is a holiday-themed, Monday, July 18th, 12 noon Central Time. It is a holiday-themed projects and ideas to help you kickstart inspiration ahead of winter. Be sure to register for the event for the chance to win prizes. I'm really excited about this show because it's like Quiltmas in July, right? We're gonna have tons of stuff.
Yes.
Okay, so now that I have cut my mountains, okay, and I'm gonna put my fabric here, all right? Now look at this, quilters. We've cut off the dog ears. Now when I put my piece down right here, I can sew from this end to this end with that perfect 1/4 inch seam. Here is also my little tip. When you're doing these, you really do want to sew from the fat end to the skinny end and press your seams open. Okay? And then we'll do the other side. Okay?
So that'll probably decrease the bulk when you go back to sew the other side. Right?
Yep.
Okay.
And if you read the pattern instructions, it's going to tell you how to do that. All right, Emily, I'm going to do a little chain piecing here. You know how I love to do that. I'm going to do just 2 little mountains here. And tell us what people's favorite cars were when they were growing up.
Yes, 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 yes. So many fun ones. Kim had a 68 red Firebird.
Oh, man.
Those are cool cars.
Oh, man.
Let's see, Beth had a 1968 Ford Mustang.
Okay, you can tell that all the viewers are my age.
You know what? I'll tell you though. Okay, I have kind of a fun story about Mustangs.
Okay.
I had a friend from my high school's mother, very close friends with my family, and she had I believe it was a 66 red Mustang convertible.
Yes.
And she named it Mustang Sally.
Okay.
And Sally, she sadly had to sell her, but
Oh, she sold Sally
But then
by
about-
the seashore.
but then 20 years later, guess what? It came up for sale again, and so she bought it back.
Oh, good job.
So she was like the 2nd and the 5th owners of that 66 Mustang.
That's so funny.
So cool. She had to have
Love
it
it.
back. It was meant to be in her life, so.
Okay, forever we had in my adult life when we were married and had kids, we had a Chevy pickup truck, and it was great. We bought it new, and it was fun, and
Yeah.
it was green, this dark, beautiful green, and my kids called her Verde.
Oh, that's cute.
Verde. Okay, I've pressed my seams open. Look at this. Now I'm ready for the other side.
Ooh.
I'm going to do the exact same thing, quilters. Okay.
So perfect. And I love how the dog ear almost like when you do sew that together, it almost squares up with the straight edge as well as the corner because it knows that that's what it's going to look like when you sew it.
It knows that that's where it lives.
It's genius.
It's genius. All right, what else are people doing? And don't forget, quilters, if you have questions about things we're sewing, be sure to ask those questions because Emily can read answers and questions.
Yes, and Georgia actually had kind of a fun one. So she wants to make a stocking die using the pickup truck. Could we combine the pickup truck on the stocking die for a Christmas stocking?
Oh, why? Oh, is it wide enough?
Is it wide enough? Yeah. Have you ever put the pickup on
I
a?
haven't. So everybody in the Dream Studio is currently looking for the stocking die, and we'll look. We'll look for you,
There we
Georgia.
go. Yeah.
We have a team. We're going to do that. okay?
Exactly.
So now I've done this side. Now I'm going to do this side. What do you think, Brock? Brock's in charge of dies over there.
I bet I could tell you because the Santa stocking is.
Does it tell you how wide it is?
It's finished at 10.5 wide by 18.5 long.
Okay,
So
hold
the
on.
width of the pickup.
Here, well, we have a pickup right here.
Oh yeah,
We
you
can
got it
measure
right there.
We have one we can measure.
Looks like 7 3/4 wide by 3 1/4 high. I think
Go
that
for
should
it.
fit.
Okay, how wide was this stocking?
This stocking was 10.5 wide by 18.5 high.
Oh yeah, see this is just 8 inches, almost 8 inches, 8 by 4.
Oh, that'd be super cute on a stocking.
Super cute on a stocking.
Yeah. You could even like, I don't know, embroider some fun like maybe
You
a
could do
wreath in the
plaid
back
or something or a wreath.
That'd be so cute.
We have one. Oh, wait till you see, Georgia. Wait till you see what I have for you.
Oh,
yes,
yes.
we'll make it happen. Good job. Great question.
That's a great question.
Okay, and so now we're sewing mountains. All right. Here we go. And we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to press our seams open so that this lays nice and flat. And those dog ears made it a perfect square.
Makes it so easy.
This is our little steam fast iron. We're using it today because we're ironing big stuff today.
Yeah, I almost wonder if you could do like Purple Mountain's Majesty and make them all purple.
You could totally do Purple Mountain's Majesty. Okay, so here's the beginnings of our mountains.
Okay.
Now in the pattern, can we get a shot of that, Justin? Of the, up on the pillow. Okay, so see the mountains are big. Oh, see right there? They're different sizes. Okay, let me show you this trick. Guess what I did?
What'd you do?
It's okay. I just made the mountains backwards because I wasn't paying attention. It's okay.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah. It is snow. Well, the mountains are snowing and it's dark at night. Let's
you
go
go.
with that. I tell ya, every day.
Hey,
Okay.
there's no quilt police, right, Pam?
There is none quilt police. Okay. So if you want to make your mountains bigger, right, then you're just going to cut rectangles. Okay? So you could make them like this. You could make them short and,
Ah,
yeah.
there they are.
Okay? So this shape, Emily, what shape is this?
A rectangle.
It is a rectangle. You could make castles.
Yes.
Just throwing it out there. And if you use the Western Medley die, the horse, our good friends at V-Stitch, it's a unicorn.
That would be cool.
Okay.
Could have like a Rapunzel vibe going.
There we go.
Unicorn.
I tell you, had all my fabric out here and everything all ready to go. All right, so that's how you do triangle and square. That's how you do the stack and flip method, okay? Now, the section on the pillow has trees, but you could change it up. So here's our Northwoods Medley die. Hold on one sec. I have so many dies over here, Emily. So many.
All the dies.
I have all the dies, yep. Okay. Here's the Northwoods Medley die. It has the tree and the moose and the bear, okay? But you could totally change it up for winter. Here's the stitching for the tree. Okay, this is one of our free downloadables, but look.
Oh my gosh, he's on ice skates.
Totally make our mountains snow-capped, like I just did, with bears on ice skates. Not sure how that works, but that's how it's gonna work. Isn't that fun?
I love that. That's
Yeah.
so charming.
Yeah, so these are for purchase embroidery files from our good friends at V-Stitch. I have a bunch of them today.
Wow.
All right. Next, the middle of our project, where the pickup truck and the camper live, is a whole bunch of white 2-inch finished squares. So shape number 2 in the 8-inch cube is a 2-inch finished square, right? But I am going to show you the only way you should ever cut squares if you're going to sew them together like this into 4 patches, okay? I'm going to use the 2.5-inch strip die. And hey, Emily, the Ready, Set, Go, is that part of that AccuQuilt Days?
It sure is. Yeah, that's going to be 35% off today.
Oh.
It'll include your Go cutter. It'll include that 2.5-inch strip die, your 8-inch cube, which
Yes.
is a personal favorite of mine, if I must say.
It is, right there.
And it'll come with the cube book and the die pick.
It's fabulous.
It really is everything you need to get started.
And if you live in the contiguous U.S., we'll ship it to you free today.
We sure will.
Yeah. So use that code AQ
AQ Days.
AQ Days. I was trying to figure out where the 35 came in. All right. Now, what I've done is I have the center part of our pillow has 2 different colors of white. So kind of a creamy white and a stark white. I cut strips normally on how we normally cut strips on the strip die. I'm going to tell you, quilters, if you haven't seen how to cut strips, we have lots of videos on our Facebook page on how to cut strips. So I cut some white ones and some cream ones, and I sewed them together. And what I didn't do was press them open, okay? And here's why. If I press them open, okay, so let's say I'm going to press to the dark side. Well, if I do that, then right here, this now has 3 layers.
Yes.
And you can only cut 6 layers at a time. You have to count that seam, okay? So I'm not going to press them open yet. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come right here where the die says 90 degrees. And we showed you how to do this yesterday as well on our little show with Erica, all right? So we're going to go back and forth, back and forth. Now, I can go back and forth 3 times. And some of you are saying to me, Pam Heller, I could totally cut those with a rotary cutter. Well, I'm going to tell you, you can start right here and then take your ruler and go down, line it up here on the blades, and you can go all the way down the die board, and in one pass, you can cut 126 squares.
Whoa.
You're welcome. Okay, so keep that in mind. If you're going to sew those pieces together, the question is, can you cut them together? And in this case, the answer is yes. All right, now, since I'm going to use my, just one section of this, I'm going to actually use a smaller mat. Mm-hmm. All right, because Emily, you can always use a smaller mat, right? You just can't use a bigger mat.
Right, yeah.
How come you don't want to use a bigger mat?
Well, it can do a little shimmying while it's going through the cutter, and that would make you kind of cranky if it doesn't come out right.
And I'm using my Go Big, which is 4 inches wider than our Go Fabric cutter, so I can do this.
Mm-hmm. I love strip die magic.
Strip die magic. At the end of August, I think we're having a whole show on it.
Oh boy.
Okay. So now look at this, quilters. I've now created 2 patches. And I know it's kind of hard to see the difference. Here, I'll put it on my ironing board. And now we can press to the dark side, and then we can just sew these together. Text. Okay, so tell us, Emily, what people's favorite cars were.
Yes. Okay. We have Anne says the Jaguar XKE Corvette.
Wow.
Love that. Oh my gosh, we have so many Mustang fans. It's fabulous.
Yay.
Jamie, Sue, Janet, Ada, Mustang fans all the way.
There we go.
Love this. And then, Linda says my 2002 BMW convertible. Those are great cars.
Oh, well, there you go. There you
Anything
go.
with a convertible in it this time of year.
I do. Okay, and it's amazing because I grew up in Seattle. You would think I would always want to have a hardtop. Okay, here's my 2 colors of white. I've pressed to the dark side. So now, quilters, I can sew this together to make our 4-patch, right? Because our section is divided into rows, right?
Yes.
So I could do a whole row here and a whole row here. So let's sew these together and show you how fast it goes together. This is the only way, if you're ever in a pattern and it says, cut 394 squares and sew them together to make a 4 patches, the answer is no, 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 no. So strips, then cut them again, and then make a 4 patch.
Yes. You're like, thanks, try that again.
Yeah. Well, and that's really a good thing about why you should read the pattern, right? Because the pattern is going to show you those kinds of things. And it's going to tell you, so you want to read the pattern, you want to read a pattern like a good book, go to the end, see what they really want you to make, okay? And then what you can do is then decide, oh, okay, well, I can cut those squares together because I'm going to sew them together. Okay? The same with half square triangles. Oh my goodness. If you're ever reading a pattern and it says cut 2 7/8 squares, you're making half square triangles. There's a die for that. Okay? All right, now here we go. And look at these beautiful 4 patches. And the pattern, I'm going to show you how to sew these together, and then I'm going to tell you this little trick because basically it has 2 rows of 4 patches.
Right.
Okay? All right, while I'm sewing these together, Emily, tell us what people's favorite cars were.
Yes, and I actually have some really good questions.
Oh, good.
Ellen is wondering, do you cut strips on the lengthwise grain?
No, because there are no lengthwise blades. I cut strips width of fabric.
Perfect.
Okay, so 2.5-inch strip die has 3 sections of 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5 is 7.5. Cut a width of fabric strip 8 inches, okay, and then lay it down on the die. Yes. That is a really good question.
It really, really is. Ellen is also wondering, what is your recommended double-sided fusible web?
Oh, we're going to talk about that today. We have so many kinds on our website. I prefer soft fuse. And the reason I prefer soft fuse is because it's the one I've used for years. But we have some really cool, innovative ones on our website that are like peel and stick, right?
Yes.
Just really lots of really fun ones. But I do like soft fuse. Okay.
Great one. And Miss Georgia wants us to clarify on free shipping threshold for today. So today is our typical threshold of $225 or more on your net total, and we will ship you for free to the contiguous U.S.
Yes. So today, if you're kind of close to that, might want to think about getting some mats or some sewing supplies or embroidery supplies, scissors. Yep. All right. So now I would continue to create the center section. And basically, it's a row of 4 patches and a row of 4 patches. And then what you want to do, quilters, is then press the top row to one side and the bottom row to the opposite side. And that way it's going to nest, okay? And I just want you to look and see how perfect those seams are. And that's because we cut them perfectly every single time, okay? So the question quilters ask is, can using the AccuQuilt system save me time and fabric? I'm going to say yes and yes. think about how long it would take you to cut. I always use this example because I just made it a couple of months ago. I made the exploding heart quilt pattern, and it uses squares, half square triangles, and quarter square triangles. And it has over, I don't know, 350 pieces. I cut all the pieces for my entire quilt in less than an hour. And I did it exactly how I did it here. I measured, added 1/4 inch on either side, rough cut with the fabric, fan folded back and forth, 6 layers, ran it through my cutter, and it saved so much time, and every time it was accurate. When you cut half square triangles, it tells you to cut a strip and then cut a square and then mark it and trim it and cut it and then cut off the dog ears. Quilters, there is a die for that. You should never, ever, ever cut half square triangles without a die.
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
We got you.
Okay. All right, so I'm loving this. Here we go. All right, now we have promotions today for AccuQuilt Days. Use AQ Days, which will take 35% off the regular price of select Go cutters, dies, cubes, and storage books. And some exclusions apply. So be sure and check the website for details. Plus, today we will give you double reward points that you can use for future purchases. Today I'm going to give away one of our Go Pickup dies. Be sure and register for future events on the AccuQuilt page for the chance to win. All right. The last section of our project is actually one of my very favorite blocks. It is called a square in a square, okay? And I have made samples so I can make sure I cut them correctly. I tell you, some days. Okay, so you're gonna need 2 shapes. From your cube, you're gonna need shapes 6 and 5. 6 is a square on point. And it's a square, it's measured like a square, but the measure is the hypotenuse so that it can live on its tippy toes like this block, okay? And then the shape that you need on the outside is shape number 5, which are those great half square triangles, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna lay out our fabric just like we did before. So the center is green, all right? And I'm just gonna lay a few down here, because now I'm going to show you my cool trick of how I can run 2 dice through in one pass. Okay? And I'm going to see how many I need. I need 3, okay? And then half square triangles. I did the same trick, quilters. I took my ruler, I measured, it's 3 1/4. I added 1/4 inch on either side with the fabric. And since I'm going to cut 2, and I need 2 for each side, right? Or 4 for each side.
Right.
Okay? So we're gonna cut 6 because then the tails will be the same.
Yeah.
All right, I am using my Go Big, so I can actually run 2 dies through in one pass. And Nice Joe had all my mats out here for me, and I've filled them with stuff. Hold on one sec.
And while you're looking, I'll read a question from Elsbieta.
Yes.
She asks, so she thought we sent the die with the label at the belly through, but it looks like we sent one through lengthwise instead. Does that make a huge difference?
Now, okay, so I'm gonna talk about that because you notice I just switched them both so that we're having the label at your belly. Okay, when I did this die, okay, when I fan folded my fabric back and forth, okay, you do it the right way here. Let's do it with this. Okay, this is the lengthwise green, okay? If I put it like this, then when because here's the label, label at my belly.
Right.
This is the lengthwise green. So this is actually that bias edge. Look at all of that stretch you're gonna get if you do that.
Okay.
You don't want that, okay? It is more important to have the lengthwise green parallel to those lengthwise blades so that when you lay this down, it can go back and forth. Now, when I teach classes forever and ever, for the last 6 years, as I have traveled all over and taught classes, I have taught you label at your belly lengthwise green. And the reason is so that you're thinking about the lengthwise grain. because the label is a point of reference on your dies, right? So for example, here, okay? So here's my, oh, thank you, Justin. Here's that label. I'm gonna have it here. This is the lengthwise grain. Label at your belly, lengthwise grain.
Right.
It's just to help you remember the importance of that lengthwise grain so you're not cutting on that bias edge.
Sure.
Okay?
That
Is a good question because I say it all the time, okay?
Yeah.
But lengthwise grain more important than the label at your belly, okay? And I also tell quilters that lengthwise grain is high and tight, right? So just think of your belly as being high and tight. Okay, just go with it. All right, I'm using my Go Big, so look at this trick. Okay, make sure I still have my fabric in the right place. I can run, you don't want it on top. I can run my 2 dies through in one pass.
Oh,
So if one die is 90% faster, 2 is exponentially faster. Okay, here we go. Slide, don't lift. And the reason you slide, give it some love, and slide that, because if you lift it up, sometimes that static catches, and then it makes a mess. All right? So many dies here out of our cube. I just think that's so fun. All right, now we're going to sew some square into squares, okay? And we're gonna start, because I can chain piece, that's why I did 2. You're gonna start on one side and go to the other, okay? There we go.
Yeah.
Okay? All right, so let me show you how to chain piece those and then how to press them. All right, Emily, do people have questions or what kind of cars are they driving?
I think let's see, we're talking about
Are we
cars
talking about
again.
food now?
Yeah, right. Has it gotten to food yet?
I feel like that's what we talk about.
I know, we always digress somehow.
Yes.
But no, we've got some really great car enthusiasts here.
Oh, good.
Peggy loves Camaro, classic.
Classic Camaros, yeah.
Diana from Washington says she loves Jeeps.
Oh, yeah.
Pat said 56 Chevy.
There you go.
Oh my goodness. Another Debbie who loves the Camaros. 1969 seems to be the popular year.
There you go. I was
Yeah.
8.
They made some great cars in the 50s and
1969.
60s. They really did.
Okay, now I'm going to do the opposite side. Notice I haven't pressed it open yet. Do the opposite side the same way. And we're just going to chain piece for days.
Good old chain piecing.
I know, we just love it.
Oh my gosh, this is so cool. So Elizabeth's dad got her a 1957 Chevy Candy Apple Red.
Wow.
Loves that car, she says.
Wow.
I do love that color. It's just so beautiful.
Yeah.
That's like, to me, when I think of a Mustang, that's the color I think of.
Our neighbor for years had a classic Camaro and it was black. And I would tease him and I'd say, you know, John, one day you're going to love your wife as much as you love that car.
I know, I'm so impressed with whenever you see those car shows, you know.
Oh, yeah, everywhere.
Huge, they're just everywhere.
Get you the Northwoods Medley so you can have skating bears.
Seriously.
I just thought that was so cute. They also have skating moose.
Right? I mean, they could be hanging out. You could, instead of the pavement bottom on the pillow, you could just do blue fabric and make it a little ice rink. I mean,
there is no dye police.
why not?
Okay, I've pressed away from the center, and now I'm going to just do the other sides. Okay, I have more half square triangles. Oh, the other day, Emily, I was working on a project, and I was missing 1 half square triangle.
Oh no.
Not 2, not 4, 1. And I was so frustrated because I just really wanted to finish it. So of course, you know, I have my little Go Me next to my sewing machine. And of course I cut another one, only to find that when I got up after I cut it, that I was sitting on it.
Oh no.
Thank you. So I just have I just keep those pieces. One day when I have nothing to do, I'm going to make something fun out of them.
Yeah, generally when I lose a piece, an accessory, a die pick, anything small, about as small as a seam ripper, I pick the cat up, and that's generally where.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Okay, I'm going to show you this because all you people are all stressed that I have little points here. Not when I put that little half square triangle right there on it because we've cut off the dog ears. So slick.
Seriously.
Pearl is not a catch and play with my sewing stuff kind of cat.
I'm envious of that.
She does not. She just, she likes to sit and she, after a while, wants to change the channel or something. I don't know. She fusses at me.
So she doesn't sit on your projects or your blocks
never.
as soon as they're done? Oh.
Never, never. She does when I get up from my sewing chair. Sometimes we'll jump in there because it's warm, like in the wintertime.
Yes.
She'll jump in there. But no, she is not a get in the middle of my stuff kind of cat, which I am grateful for.
Yeah, Marley is as avid and enthusiastic a quilter as I am.
Oh, there you go.
Absolutely, yeah. He
there you go.
loves to join in.
There you go. All right, quilters, tell us, what is your favorite card growing up?
Yes.
We're excited to hear.
Miss Cynthia says her then boyfriend, husband now, had a 1969 Cobra Jet Mustang.
Wow.
I don't know if I've ever seen one of those. That sounds cool.
Wow.
Ooh, Jean says a red Fiat Spider convertible.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Really, really cool.
Okay, I just pressed down my little corner here.
So many classic cars.
Okay, quilters, we get this question all the time. How do you know how to sew? How do you press, right?
That's right.
And how do you know, Emily?
Because the directions are going to tell you.
The directions are going to tell you. That pattern is going to say, press your seams open. Typically, if I'm doing something like this, I'm going to press them away so that block lays flat. Okay, I'm going to turn this off so it doesn't set the room on fire. Holy smokes. Okay, now this section, look at this. I already cut my pieces. Okay.
Love this. Oh, and Marianne has a question when we have a sec after you're done laying those out.
Okay.
Let me know when you're ready.
All right, now this section on our pillow actually has shapes from the round flower die. So look right here. Look at this. It has stems in the centers and flowers, and it's super cool. But think outside the box, okay? Maybe you were lucky enough to get the Go Deer Head die. You could applique one of those to the center. Or maybe you want to have some gnomes. Look at our gnomes. Do you love our gnomes?
Happy little gnomes.
So look at our cute little gnomes. Okay. So lots of different things to think about for this blank canvas. Okay. Now, you could, ask us the question before I go on.
Yeah, Marianne was wondering, you make sewing a 1/4 inch seam look so easy.
Yes.
Do you have any tricks?
Yes. Get a 1/4 inch foot. Get a 1/4 inch foot and practice. And I learned how to sew 1/4 inch seams by cutting strips and sewing them together. And then I just chop it off. And then I'd sew a 1/4 inch seam and chop it off. And when I was teaching Oakley how to sew, she just turned 8. That is how I taught her how to sew, was I would give her strips and we would make sure the side was straight. And she would practice lining that edge of that fabric up with that 1/4 inch foot. Yeah. Okay? That's how you do it.
Yeah. That was me.
So hang on here.
Yeah.
I'm so excited about this. Okay, now you could totally change the seasons of our pillow, right? And you could use the Go Fall Medley die, which is right here. And this one is so fun because it has pumpkins and leaves and it has acorns, okay? So for sure you could use, here, hold on. You could throw random pumpkins and leaves on our little green, or you could make them like more fall-y colors, like orangey or whatever. And then I had to show this because Halloween is what I live for.
Oh my gosh.
Look at this. You could totally have a ghost Halloween version of this. Totally could. This is from the Halloween medley die. That's our ghost. His name is George.
Who is he?
Okay. And look at this one. Okay, so if you're all getting ready for Halloween, we have so many pumpkin dies that can help you with that, okay? Now, you could make a winter-themed pillow and use the snowflakes from the Go Holiday Medley. So it has the tree. So these are fun trees to put on your bench pillow with your mountains.
Totally do that, yeah, for like
Yeah.
holiday time.
Yes, and you could use these to make little Christmas balls on it. And if you're thinking, well, what else can I do with that? I have it right here. Hold on. Okay. You can use the Go Big circles, okay, and make ornaments.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Pretty.
Okay, look at all of this fun things.
Many options.
Okay, yeah, so many. All right, so while I get my mess cleaned up, don't forget all of our videos live on our Facebook page and our YouTube and our website. Emily, talk about the blog, and then we're gonna cut some pickup trucks.
Yes, okay, so we have a fantastic blog, folks. It is written by both our go-getters as well as our AccuQuilt staff. Miss Erica actually just did a fantastic blog on translating your quilt patterns to use with your cubes. So definitely something to check out. And then we also have exclusive patterns on our blog. So you're not gonna find them anywhere on the website.
Nowhere else.
Just the blog, so.
Just the blogs.
Yeah, so, and we do send out weekly reminders, or excuse me, whenever a blog does go out. So if you're subscribed, then yeah, definitely want to get notified.
I love it. All right, so now I'm going to show you how to cut our applique shapes. This is Pam's pickup, okay? And we also have the camper. We're not going to cut any campers today, but I did want to show you some really fun embroidery with the pickup truck. Okay, so first of all, here's the pickup truck with a trailer. So it could haul things. The farm animals die. It could haul pigs and chickens and cows and such.
Could be going home.
Okay, I do like that one. I'm going to save this one for last. How many of you know firemen, firefighters? Look at how fun this is.
That'd be a great tribute to them. That'd be so
Isn't
much
that
fun.
cute? Our good friends from V-Stitch did this. Okay, and somebody was asking about a holiday-themed one. Look.
There it is.
There it is, the pickup truck with the tree from the Holiday Medley.
Yes.
I know.
Perfect.
Okay. All right, let's show you how to do this because this is a question we get a lot, is how do I add applique? Okay, so what I did is I just found some fabric and we're just gonna cut some shapes, okay? Just rough cut it. Just truly, when I say I found scraps, look at this. Okay, scraps, scraps, scraps. So what you're gonna do, this is soft fuse from our website, okay? And what you wanna do is you wanna just barely come off the edge, okay? So you have a little bit of room on the back, okay? This is my real scientific way of cutting fusible. I know, look at that.
Hey, and sometimes you just got to use a rotary cutter. We sell the blades now on our website, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, here I'm gonna shut that real quick so nobody like me loses a finger.
Right.
Okay. All right, and now you wanna fuse it to the back of your fabric. Okay, and I turned my iron off, but it is screaming hot, so it's good. Okay, press that sticky side down. Okay, right here. All right, and then we'll do this little piece right here. So there's the wheels on the bus, go round and round, right? Okay, and I'm gonna come here. I keep all of these little scraps of fusible for this exact reason.
Yeah.
Because sometimes quilters, you just need a 2x2 square. Okay, so I'm just coming here. And for this one, I'm actually gonna use my little ruler so it stays straight. Okay, and again, we have lots of different kinds of fusible on our website. This is soft fuse, it's my favorite. Okay, comes in rolls, it comes in packages. Okay.
So many cool things.
So you would do this to all of the shapes. Again, sticky side go down. Emily, have you had the experience yet of having the sticky side go up and then getting it all over your iron?
I have not, but I've been very, very careful to follow that instruction for that exact reason, because you've talked about how cranky that would make me.
So cranky. So cranky. Okay. And I have a little part right there, so I'm just going to make sure it comes right here. Okay. All right, so we're just going to cut these two little sections here. You would continue, you would add the black for the wheels, and there's the inner wheel, right? Oh, we have time. Here, look. We'll do this real fast.
Yeah.
All right, Emily, last few ones before we call it a day.
Yes, Miss Brenda has, so her grandpa's 1967 Ford Fairlane 500 became her school car back in the day.
Oh my goodness.
Wouldn't that be fun?
That is so fun. Mason's school car became my old Suburban.
Oh, really? My first car was my dad's 97 Ford Explorer, and I called him Merv.
Merv,
with a V
Merv.
at the end.
Merv.
I have no idea where it came from. He just seemed like a little grumpy Merv.
Seemed like it was good, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you name your cars?
I do not. My children named their cars, but I have not ever done that in my life.
Oh yeah, there was a LaFonda the Honda. There was Merv. There's now it's Ginger Snap.
Yeah, Ginger Snap.
After my license plate.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, we've got so many more. Ooh.
Okay, ask some questions and so many things, and we're going to cut these.
Yes. Miss Ellen loves the 69 Chevy.
Okay.
Let me see if just make sure there's no more questions we haven't missed. Let me just see here. Oh, so when you're mentioning something cutting at a 2 7/8.
Right. If you look at a pattern and it says cut a 2 7/8 strip and then cut 2 7/8 squares, we want you to make 2.5 inch half square triangles.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah.
Miss Odie was curious.
Oh, there you go.
But yeah, I think we've gone all over all the questions that we have.
Let's build our truck.
Yes.
Okay. Look at how fun this is.
Truck.
Okay. And then we're going to put wheels on the bus, on the truck, go round and round. There we go. And our little whites for the
This
centers.
would be kind of cool if it was, to do it scrappy too. It would be kind of a groovy looking truck.
Oh yeah, we have them for like the buggy car and all those kind of things.
Yes.
Okay. And then look. V-stitch for the camper.
Stop.
Look at how fun that is.
V-stitch, you are amazing.
Okay. All right, remember all of our applique shapes have 3 free embroidery downloads at AccuQuilt.com. No embroidery machine, no worries. Do Raj quilting or all over pattern for your domestic machine. Follow the pattern to cut the strips for the 2 borders and binding. When you've completed your bench pillow, share your project with us on our social media platforms. We finished up AccuQuilt AccuQuilt Days today. Don't forget to check our website for some amazing deals. Now, here's a block that I created using the 8-inch finished. That's okay. We'll talk about it real quick. We have an 8-inch finished square, right? And think of it as a perfect blank canvas for applique shapes like the Sea Life Medley. Look at this. So we're going to go from the mountains to the sea. Again, look, here's our crab. Here's little bubbles you could use. There's the starfish. Okay, we have some amazing dies. Now, the Go Weather Vane die also finishes to 8 inches since we used our 8-inch cube. So you could add these blocks to your project. So all of the dies we talked about today are part of that AccuQuilt Days 35% off. Yes. Look at that. And finally, the Go 5-inch square die is one of our biggest scrap busters. It's going to allow you to take usable pieces of fabric from your scraps to create charm squares. There's a blade right here in the center, so you're able to cut 2 in one pass, okay? I use this die a lot because I sometimes have big chunks of scraps, and I think I want to have them usable. okay? This is what we want to do. Okay, now watch this. I'm going to move all this stuff, and I'm not going to spill anything. I promise. Okay, hold on. We have one last thing to show you. If you're looking for something to help you take your AccuQuilt on the go, look at this.
Whoa.
These are rolling totes. They're on wheels. They have a handle that goes up and down. It is a telescopic, we learned this, right? Handle. Look, right here in the front, there's zippers. It has places for your bags and your rulers and your dies and your rulers. It zips up. Inside, can we get a good shot inside right there? It is big enough, thank you, Justin. It is big enough for a go or a go big. It has this great top so it keeps it nice and clean. This right here is the back. You could put a 16 by 24 ruler in it, or you could store your strip dies. Because look, when you're taking those strip dies on the go, just zip them up. Yeah. All right. They come in 2 colors, and they are part of the AccuQuilt Days sale. So pick you up one. There it goes. Quilters, are you going to the Long Beach Quilt Show? Producer Joe and I will be there checking out amazing quilts. Be sure to look for us and say hi. We would love to meet you. All right, that's what happens when you put a strip die in an empty tote. All right, want to see other AccuQuilt shows? You want to see us be at other shows? Go to our events page and fill out the survey and let us know where you want to see us. Join me and Erica on Tuesday, July 19th as we celebrate Christmas in July with the release of 2 new dies. Be sure to register for the event for the chance to win prizes. Don't forget that code today, AQ Days at checkout. Take 35% off regular priced items. Select Go cutters, dies, cubes, and storage books. Some exclusions apply. Check the website for details. And double reward point today. You can use them for future AccuQuilt purchases. Emily, we have cut and sewn so much. Let's announce the winner of our Pam's pickup truck.
So much.
So much.
I'm so excited to give away this die.
Okay.
All right, if I could get a drum roll, please. We will announce today's lucky winner, Barbara B. of Lincoln, Nebraska.
Congratulations, Barbara. You're going to love it. All right, quilters, be sure to join us next week on Wednesday at 12 noon Central Time as we take a look at one of our 2 new dies. Be sure to register for the event on our webpage for the chance to win prizes. Huge shout out to our live stream team. Off site, we have Morgan and Lauren, and here in the Dream Studio, we have Brock and Justin and Joe, and of course, the amazing Emily. I am Pam Heller reminding you at AccuQuilt, we help you cut time so you can quilt more. We'll see you next week.